Hi and welcome to Niagara News Headlines for Thursday, August the 23rd, provided by Bullet News Niagara. I'm Annie Sylvester. Let's check in with your local weather to start things off. Tonight, clear skies, a low of 15. Friday, sunny, a high of 29, except 25 near Lake Erie. For Saturday, sunny, a low of 16, a high of 31. Sunday, sunny, a low of 17, a high of 28. Monday, a mix of sun and clouds, a 30% chance of showers, a low of 18, a high of 27. And now to some of your top local headlines. In our top story, Bullet News has learned that the OSPCA and the Niagara Falls Humane Society will inspect Marineland this morning. This after a series of troubling reports in the Toronto Star last week that outlined concerns about the welfare of marine mammals that, according to 8 former employees, have health problems that include skin damage, fur loss, impaired vision, and blindness as a result of contaminated water. Other experts that will be on hand include the Canadian Association of Zoos and Aquarium representatives and at least 2 marine mammal experts who are in town from California. Sources say the local Humane Society will be represented this morning by Executive Director Jay DesRoches and Inspection Agent Bill Ashcroft. Please go to Bullet News Niagara for updates on this developing story. Daredevil Nick Wallenda's feet have been cast in concrete and are on their way to the Niagara Falls Museum. Wallenda, who famously crossed the Horseshoe Falls in a tightrope June 15th, was back in Niagara Falls yesterday evening for a small reception at Bravo Pizzeria on Ferry Street. Politicians and tourism stakeholders were on hand to relive what Niagara Falls Councillor Wayne Thompson called our finest hour. Wallenda made a speech before heading over to the chair to remove his shoes and step into the wet cement. He then signed his name along with a message that has become his motto, never give up. The cast of his feet will be on display soon. Friends, family, and former classmates gathered at the Welland Notre Dame Chapel on Wednesday to remember 19-year-old Jake Hughes as a bright and outgoing young man who could light up a room with his smile. Around 1 p.m. on Monday, Hughes was driving with a passenger on an ATV in Haliburton when he collided with a gate on Redken Road at the intersection of Boyce Bradley Road. Police, fire, and EMS responded to the scene where Hughes was pronounced dead on the scene. Public visitations will be held at Pleasant View Funeral and Reception Center on Friday from 2 to 4 and 7 to 9 p.m. before an 11 a.m. funeral on Saturday. Niagara Regional Police have made an arrest after a man was struck in the face with a beer bottle during an altercation at Jack's Cantina on Centre Street in the Falls early yesterday. Charged with assault with a weapon and failed to comply with a probation order is Michael Gordon, 31 years of age, of St. Catharines. Police say the victim suffered serious injuries to his face. And now to today's pet feature of the week, Gimme Shelter, brought to you by the Niagara Falls Humane Society. This week we look at the huge kitten population there, and the Society looks to you to bring in much-needed donations of kitten food. Let's take a look.
Hi folks, my name is Rooney and I'm a little kitten at the Niagara Falls Humane Society. Well, as you can see, I'm just very little and I'm begging for kitten food. I like kitten dry and I love kitten canned. And there's lots of us here, and like every year we're overwhelmed, and we would just love to have your donations of kitten food here at the Niagara Falls Humane Society. And you can drop some off at the adoption center as well.
Okay, let's take a break here. More news in a moment. Welcome back. Well, eating healthy is important, but what if you took it one step further to get maximum nutrients and ate a raw food diet? I headed down to a recent seminar. Let's take a look. I'm at the Best Western Carncraft Hotel in Niagara Falls, and tonight there's an amazing lecture for people that are concerned about what you eat and your overall health. And what we're going to be talking about tonight is the raw food diet and juicing. Now, Judy Fleming is a woman who's been on a juicing raw food diet for many years, and it has really changed her life and her overall well-being. I got a chance to speak with her and take it in. Let's take a look.
Well, what I try to do is I try to let people make their own choices. Like, I'm not going to tell them that they can't eat anything or that they shouldn't eat anything. But what I try to do instead is well, we start off by asking, do you want to be healthy? And then since we all do want to be healthy, then we have to nourish our body the right way. What causes disease in our world today, especially in North America? And it's caused by deficiency, so not enough nutrients, or toxicity. The standard American diet and how do most people eat their food. And of course it's cooked. And when we eat our cooked food, we get very little value from it for many different reasons. Then I go on talking more about, well, now let's take that raw food and eat it raw, and what do we get? And we get like 3 times more value from it.
Let's talk a little bit about your story. You weren't always on a raw food diet. This is something that evolved for you and it's worked for you, and that's why you're here today telling people about it. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, well, I didn't come out looking for this. Like some people tonight will be wanting to know, what can I do to be more healthy? I was in my late 40s when I found out about this lifestyle. It's a plant-based lifestyle, and I was more or less encouraged to just do plant-based so that I could back up what we were doing with this company, Holiday Acres. And so I went 100% raw for the first 6 months to try it, to see what it would do for me. Well, it changed my life drastically. All the problems I had, like menopausal problems, low bone mass. My bone mass within 3 years almost tripled in density. So the big things and little things, the daily headaches, migraine headaches that I would have, they disappeared after 3 days of eating raw. I do realize a lot of other people and that are going to have problems just changing like I did. And that's why I have these lectures, to help people to see this is what you get when you eat cooked all the time, and this is what you get when you eat more raw. And I actually go on to talk more even about not just the physical part of the body, but the spiritual and the emotional part. We need to manage our stresses.
Because everything works together to make you a whole person.
Our main website is the .com website. There's hundreds of hours of information and testimonies from other people who have changed their diet and lifestyle to becoming more healthy by going a plant-based diet.
And with that, we conclude tonight's newscast. From everyone here at Bullet News Niagara, I'm Annie Sylvester. Good night.